Welcome to Ceph Studio tutorial videos. In this video, I will show you the STL or 3D digital model support in Ceph Studio. This is a newer feature we have added. It's been available for the last couple of years, but many people are not aware of it, so I wanted to point out how it works and give you some tips. You will find the digital 3D model section, the STL support under the 3D tab, and this icon. That's where the digital models are stored. It says drag STL files here, but as you know, you can drag the STL files anywhere in the open window with the correct session selected. So we're going to import some sample STLs right into this initial. Now STLs are provided usually as two different STL files. You're going to have one for the upper maxillary and one for the lower mandible. They could have different names. It doesn't matter. They'll generally come in pairs. If we import one of these, if we just drag and drop one of these, we're going to get a view like this. So then if we import the other, now we have the two models. But you can see they're separately viewed. If you want to delete these, you can highlight them, edit menu, delete model. I'll go ahead and delete this one as well. Now, if you want to see them in occlusal, you have to select both of the STL files together and drag and drop them. This will prompt you to set the mandible and the maxilla. If it's in the name, it will automatically set it for you. If not, you just have to manually set it. And if you set one, that will set the other. Continue. And now we're going to have this nice occlusal view. There we go. Depending on the orientation of your models, it might import, differently. Sometimes I see common orientation is just straight down like this. You just have to, fix it, straighten it up. And then you have your different tools for the different type of rotation. We can zoom in. The basic idea is this lets you store the model so you don't have to keep, a plaster model stored in storage. But then also, when you freeze dry, it'll create the 2D images of these, place them in the import section, and then they'll be ready to trace. So this patient already has some model images. So you're going to see, though, I'm going to come to this 3D section and I'm going to click freeze dry, and that's going to generate the 2D images of these and see it placed them there. So it replaced my old scanned model images with these new ones. And I can even, zoom these out up a little bit if I want. So now once these are in here, I can come over to tracing. There's my maxilla to trace, and I can begin tracing.
Right upper molar crown.
And I'll clear this tracing. So now you can start tracing right upper molar crown and go through them. You're going to click the contact points on each of these teeth. I'm not going to finish this whole one, but once you finish this one, then it'll automatically takes you to the mandible. You finish tracing that, and then you get your different arch length discrepancy and Boyer's norms and things like that. So when you're done, you can see the teeth outlines show, and you can of course use the correct tool just like you're correcting a tracing. And here I'll pull this one down a bit. It should be more like that. You can see that outline fits better now. Back to the 3D section though. So more about the STL. So these are stored in here. If I save this patient file, it's now going to save these STL files in this patient file. So it's going to make my file bigger, but now it's storing the STLs. I can delete this STL by highlighting this and choosing the edit menu, delete, if I want to remove it. Or I can export the STL by choosing this and choose export. If I choose export, whatever destination I choose, it will export those two STL models. Now down here, we also have a different layout. You can change it to this layout. This is more the standard layout that OrthoCAD or other programs would show you. Here I can even make the window bigger. So there you go, and then we can zoom in a bit. You can get those the way you like. And now if I rotate, you can see they all rotate together, right? It affects moving one view affects all the other views. So let me center. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. So say I like that, but now I want to rotate just, this right side and left side just out a little so I can see the front teeth just a bit better. Well, I can unlock this view. So if I unlock, now I can move this one. Oops, I'm still in the zoom, excuse me. Let me turn back to that rotate tool. Now I can rotate this one out and not affect the other views. Same thing there, I rotate that one out, not affect the other views. And then I could freeze dry that way if that's the final 2D view I want of all these. All right, I hope that gave you an idea of our STL support. If you have any questions about the STL support, please feel free to contact us. And do keep in mind that all digital image, or sorry, 3D model companies work with STL files. All these digital models are always STL files. It's just a matter of exporting the STLs from the software. So, whatever 3D scanner you're using or intraoral scanner, you should be able to get the STLs out of the software. If you're not sure how to do that, please contact the manufacturer of your scanning equipment. All right, thank you. Take care.